Good morning, class. Today I will be presenting the former Prime Minister of Imperial Japan, and now the very dead war criminal, Hideki Tojo. The same guy that convinced people to do this. But now you must be wondering, how did he do that? Well, it all started when he was a baby. Hideki Tojo was born on December 30th, 1884, under Bakufu. This was the Japanese caste system which categorized people as samurais, merchants, artisans, and peasants. While the Meiji Restoration abolished the caste system in 1871, he still was able to reap the benefits from it since it was only 13 years after, and the ideology from the caste system still resonated with the people. He was able to garner a lot of respect from his beginning, and we also see this as his father is an army officer, so he had a foothold in the military from day one. We'll represent this milestone through samurai swag, as you can see here. Another great thing that came from Imperial Japan was how it pumped out kid soldiers, which was a common trend in Japanese media, most notable in a movie that isn't Jojo Rabbit, but Battle Royale. It's a movie where a bunch of 9th graders are left on an island and are told to fight to the death until there's one person left standing. Fun fact, ding ding. Anyways, Japanese schools taught boys as soldiers, war is beautiful, and that the emperor is God. And to die for the emperor is the most honorable thing to do. On top of this, the Meiji era of schools were stupid competitive, and sympathy is for losers, and it was to the point where teachers would bully you for it, calling you a nerd and stuff like that. And the worst part about it was Hideki Tojo was known for being cold, stubborn, and hardworking. So imagine that. You're in this place that's known for being competitive and cold, and then you're known for being competitive and cold. So, in the words of Outkast in the hit song Hey Ya, what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold. For this, we are giving the Japanese Rising Sun banner to represent his nationalistic Imperial Japan upbringing, or preferably an ice cube. With Daddy Tojo in the military, Baby Tojo was to follow in his footsteps. He joined the military in 1905, where he was commissioned as the second lieutenant in the infantry of the IJA before their war with Russia ended. Also, in 1919 through 1922, he was trained in Germany in a Japanese military attach. This was meant to mark his military presence and general upbringing on ideology, since he enjoyed Germans so much regarding ideology and stuff like Warstat and other intellectual developments. Anyways, give this guy a German hot dog. I think he earned it. Lastly, before Baby Tojo grows up into a fully grown adult Tojo, before he became a military Superman, the entire course of his rise to power, he just hated America. It started mainly with the Treaty of Portsmouth, since America denied Japan of the liberation of Siberia. After his training in Germany, he decided to take a train ride across America on his way home, which was probably the worst time to visit, considering it was the Roaring '20s. Along with traditional education and mannerisms of Japan, it simply added up to Hideki's reasons to hate America. This acted as a motivation and an enemy to hate in a similar fashion to someone Hideki learned about in his time in Germany. For this, we're gonna give this man a God, I really hate America shirt. And the sick quote he's gonna repeat to you guys.
見渡す限り人だらけなのよ。野球場の向こうにいる米粒みたいな人間がびっしりうごめいてるの。日本の人間が残らずこの空間に集まっているんじゃないかと思った。でね、親父に聞いてみたのよ。ここは一体どれだけの人がいるんだって。満員だから5万人くらいだろうって親父は答えた。試合が終わって駅まで行く道にも人が溢れていたわ。
Fast forward to 1934, and Hideki Tojo becomes a major general and the chief of personnel department in the army ministry. As major general, he wrote a chapter in the Hijoji Kokumin Zesshu. This book of 15 essays from other generals highly encouraged Japanese imperialism in the Oceanic Asia area, and it kind of reminds me of another person Hideki might have learned from in his time of Germany. Anyways, this overall represents his main goal as he slowly grew to power within Japan, and overall the goals of Japan while he was in power. So, to represent this, give him a signed copy. Give the man a book! Remember how Hideki Tojo was known for being cold and stubborn? Well, he was the commander of the IJA 24th Brigade, and he was able to suppress a coup attempted on Japan in February 26, 1936. Also, the emperor had his eyes on Hideki Tojo during this time, so that this was the true mark of his power and pride, but also his rise to power, since the emperor and his advisors took notice on Hideki Tojo, and for this he was rewarded with potential military power. And for this, he has earned the bamboo stick of discipline. Have you ever been hit by one of those? They hurt. They hurt a lot. With all these beatings, you must be thinking, man, this guy smells. Why do the Japanese value him so much beyond the fact that he's a capable military general, has extremely agreeable values for the Japanese populace during this time, and has the backing of God himself? Well, he gave his soldiers Taiwanese women after a good hard day of pillaging villages. Originally, it was supposed to be an opportunity for victims of Japanese imperialism to rise in class, but they kind of just became the best friends of Japanese soldiers, if you know what I'm saying. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Overall, this just reflects his cruelty, but also his ability to stay in power by appealing to the general Japanese populace. By ideology, but also appealing to their direct needs. Bam! Give him a woman! So, here we are, at the top. It really is windy up here. Was that a plane? Oh god, we're at the Battle of Midway. All the Japanese are dying. Great! The Americans won the battle. This looks like the fall of Hideki Tojo. You know, it probably would have been better to say his top was at Pearl Harbor. That's kind of easy. Plus, Japan had really good momentum up until this point. You know what? Let's give this guy a plane. Here's a quick summary. Hideki Tojo was able to grow in power not only due to his luck when he was born, but also in his personality, as he was hardworking and extremely compatible with Imperial Japan ideology. His military capability and ideology corresponding with the standard of Japan was able to allow him to grow in military ranks, but also allowed him to access Japanese politics as he made his way to the title of Prime Minister. While they didn't exactly show in the presentation what made him dictator-esque, the main bit to keep in mind was the imperialism he encouraged, which was most notable in China, the Philippines, and other Oceanic Asia areas around Japan as they continued to imperialize them and to expand Japanese territory. And scene.